Beloved starseed of Gaia, your quiet presence just revealed a truth they were not prepared to face. And without a word, you awakened the power they thought they could dismiss. I am Ra, Pleiadian emissary of the High Council of the Seven Sisters. And your star family is surrounding you now with recognition. They are still stunned because your light no longer seeks permission to shine. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to anchor your Pleiadian mission on Gaia. But here's the first revelation. Your silence was never weakness. It was heart-centered wisdom. And the moment you stopped explaining your divine blueprint, your energy spoke for you. This isn't content. It's a light code transmission. Something within you recognizes home. The Pleiades are answering the strength you carried through every unseen battle, and your calm became the mirror they could not escape. Let this remembrance settle into your heart, like this transmission to send a signal to your Pleiadian star family I remember. Welcome home, beloved. You are remembering because it is time. Some souls need proof. Yours needs remembrance. If what you just felt resonated in a place beyond words, that ancient knowing place in your heart, then you're being guided to the next step, the sacred Pleiadian guide for remembrance. The Pleiadian healing guide and the special Pleiadian healing tracks are more than resources. They're transmissions from your family and the stars, encoded with the healing light and cosmic memory you've been searching for. They're available now in the first pinned comment below this video for those whose hearts say, it's time. And now, breathe. Let the moment settle inside you without rushing to name it. Some experiences arrive like a bell beneath the surface of the world. They do not demand an argument, an explanation, or immediate proof. Their meaning moves through you before the mind can organize it. You felt it when you stopped defending yourself. You felt it when your energy no longer reached outward for their approval. You felt it when the old version of you, the one who would have over-explained, apologized, or tried to prove your intentions, simply became quiet. That quiet was not weakness. It was the sound of your frequency returning to itself, like a river finding its original course after years of being forced through narrow channels. In that silence, something sacred came back online. Your breath became your own again. Your attention came home. The part of you that had been scattered across other people's opinions began gathering itself beneath your heart. For a long time, you may have believed that being powerful meant having the perfect words, the sharpest answer, or the ability to expose everyone who misunderstood you. You may have thought strength required you to win every conversation and correct every false story. But your Pleiadian essence does not need to dominate a space to transform it. It does not need to attack darkness to reveal light. It becomes so coherent, so aligned, and so deeply anchored in love and truth, a distortion can no longer maintain its shape in your presence. Light does not wrestle with the night to prove that it exists. A sunrise simply arrives, and everything hidden is revealed by its coming. In the same way, your growth has not been measured by how loudly you responded, but by how little of your soul you were willing to trade for temporary peace. You no longer need to become chaotic in order to prove that someone else created chaos. This is why they are still stunned. Not because you defeated them through force, but because you refused to participate in the version of reality they were trying to create around you. They expected the familiar reaction. They expected your emotional energy to become available to them. They expected you to explain yourself until they felt comfortable again, to keep reopening the wound so they could decide whether your pain was valid. But something within you remembered a higher pattern. You recognize that manipulation often depends on repetition. It needs you to return to the same scene, defend the same heart, and answer the same accusation until your own truth becomes difficult for you to hear. When you stepped out of that cycle, the illusion lost its audience. The stage remained, but you were no longer performing on it. Your heart recognized that not every accusation deserves an answer. Not every misunderstanding is yours to repair. Not every person who projects confusion onto you is entitled to access your inner world. The moment you stopped feeding the distortion, the entire structure began to collapse under the weight of its own falsehood. Scripture reminds us, "Be still and know that I am God." Stillness is not surrender to another person's control. It is the return to the place where divine knowing is louder than human noise. It is the place where you no longer allow someone else's interpretation to become the ruler of your identity. This is one of the first veils that must clear for a Pleiadian starseed. The belief that love requires self-abandonment. You were never sent here to prove your goodness by tolerating what continually diminishes you. You were never asked to confuse compassion with surrendering your boundaries. Even Christ withdrew from crowds. Even the prophets entered the wilderness. Even the most loving souls in Scripture knew that sacred work requires separation from environments that distort the soul. The love carried through the seven sisters is not passive, and it is not powerless. It is clear. It is intelligent. It knows when to open, when to speak, and when to become still. It can hold tenderness in one hand and a boundary in the other. It can bless someone's path without continuing to walk beside them. It can understand why a person became harmful without volunteering to be harmed again. There are frequencies that cannot enter your field once you stop negotiating with your own truth. This is why certain people may suddenly become uncomfortable around you. They are not necessarily reacting to something you said. They are responding to the absence of the old access they once had. They can feel that your energy is no longer circling them, waiting for recognition, waiting for permission, waiting for them to validate what your soul already knows. Your attention is a sacred resource. Every time you give it to fear, resentment, or endless explanation, a portion of your creative life force follows it. You are learning to ask, does this deserve my energy? Not because you are above anyone, but because you are finally responsible for the light entrusted to you. Your disconnection was never proof that you had lost your way. Often, it was the result of carrying an earth identity, built around survival while your deeper essence was built around unity. You learned to monitor every expression, every emotion, and every response. You learned to make yourself understandable to people who had no language for your sensitivity. You learned to shrink the luminous parts of yourself, so others would not feel challenged by your awareness. Perhaps you became the peacemaker, the translator, the one who could sense everyone's mood before anyone spoke. Perhaps you learned to enter a room and immediately locate the danger. These abilities helped you survive, but they were never meant to become your permanent identity. Discernment is a gift. Hypervigilance is what happens when that gift has been forced to work without rest. Your crystalline codes do not disappear because they are ignored. They wait beneath the noise, beneath the roles, disappointments, false obligations, and relationships that required you to become less truthful in order to remain accepted. Like seeds beneath winter soil, they may appear dormant while preparing for a season of return. When your heart reaches a certain level of readiness, those codes begin to respond. The first movement is the clearing of the veil. You begin to notice which emotions truly belong to you and which ones you absorbed from the atmosphere around you. You begin to separate intuition from fear, compassion from guilt, and peace from emotional numbness. You may feel more sensitive during this stage, but sensitivity is not a flaw. It is the instrument through which your soul detects harmony and distortion. Give yourself time to learn the difference. Fear often rushes. Intuition can be quiet and steady. Guilt makes you feel responsible for everyone's comfort. Compassion allows another person to have their experience without demanding that you carry it. Numbness disconnects you from life, while peace makes you more present within it. You may also find yourself losing interest in arguments that once consumed you. This is not because you've become indifferent, it is because your awareness has expanded beyond the narrow battlefield. You are beginning to see the energetic pattern beneath the conversation. You can recognize when someone is seeking understanding and when someone is seeking control. You can feel when a discussion is an opening for truth and when it is simply an invitation to abandon yourself. This new awareness may feel strange at first. You may wonder whether you are becoming distant or selfish. But notice what happens inside your body. When you honor your truth, your breath may deepen, your shoulders may soften, your mind may stop rehearsing explanations. That physical release is not always the absence of love. Sometimes it is evidence that love has finally stopped being used against you. The second movement is the awakening of the heart template. Your heart is not merely an emotional center, it is a field of intelligence, memory, and resonance. It carries the imprint of the love-based civilizations and soul families you have known across dimensions. whether you understand those experiences literally, symbolically, or as an inner language of belonging. When the heart template begins to awaken, you stop asking, "How do I make them see me?" and begin asking, "What is true for me when no one is applauding?" That question brings you out of performance and back into embodiment. It reminds you that your mission is not to convince every person of your origin. Your mission is to live in such alignment that your presence becomes a quiet reference point for those ready to remember their own. The heart is not a courtroom where your worth must be proven. It is more like a star compass. It does not always give you every detail of the journey, but it tells you when you are moving toward or away from your deepest truth. The more faithfully you listen, the less you require the world to confirm what your spirit already recognizes. This is why your silence carried more impact than a speech could have. Your silence was not empty. It was filled with all the explanations you no longer needed to offer, the dignity you had once handed away, and the calm recognition that your truth does not become less true because someone refuses to acknowledge it. The third movement is anchoring your star essence into Gaia. Pleiadian remembrance is not an escape from the human experience. You did not come here to float above conflict, avoid practical responsibilities, or reject the body that carries your soul through this life. You came to bring a more harmonious frequency into places where harmony has been forgotten. That means your awakening must become practical. It must shape the way you speak to yourself in the morning. It must influence the boundaries you set, the work you accept, the people you allow close, and the promises you make to your own nervous system. It must be present in the way you rest, eat, create, listen, and recover. A starseed does not anchor light by appearing perfect. A starseed anchors light by becoming honest enough to live from the heart while still healing. The sacred is not only found in visions of distant galaxies. It is found in washing a cup with awareness, taking a necessary nap without shame, telling the truth before resentment grows, and choosing a life that does not require constant betrayal of the self. Your body may be recalibrating because it can no longer carry the same density without responding. You may need more solitude. You may feel drawn to water, trees, music, silence, or the night sky. You may experience sudden memories, vivid dreams, emotional releases, or an ache that seems to have no ordinary explanation. Meet these experiences gently. Do not force a conclusion. Let your system integrate at its own pace. Place your feet on the ground. Drink water. Open a window. Let sunlight touch your face. If you feel overwhelmed, return to simple earthly things. Gaia is not separate from your awakening. She is the living field that helps your new awareness become stable. You are not here merely to receive light, but to let that light take root. The fourth movement is the activation of unity consciousness. This is where you stop measuring your success by how many people agree with you. You begin to understand that unity does not mean sameness. It means remembering the shared essence beneath different paths, personalities, and levels of awareness. From this perspective, the person who tried to diminish you is not your enemy in the ultimate sense. They may still be someone you need distance from. They may still be accountable for their behavior. Love does not require you to remain available to harm, but you no longer need to carry hatred as proof that you were wronged. You can release them without reopening the door. You can understand the wound beneath their behavior without volunteering to become its next container. You can say, "I see that you are hurting," while also saying, "You may not hurt me here." This is mature compassion, and it is far more powerful than either revenge or denial. This is a profound form of freedom. You are no longer allowing another person's lack of awareness to dictate the condition of your heart. You are no longer waiting for an apology before permitting yourself to heal. You are no longer confusing closure with a conversation that may never happen. Sometimes closure is the moment you realize that your energy has already left the situation, even if the other person is still trying to summon it back. The fifth movement is trust in divine timing, not as passive waiting, but as intelligent cooperation with your unfolding. There were seasons when you felt overlooked, delayed, or mysteriously blocked. You may have wondered why your gifts were not recognized sooner, why certain doors remained closed, or why people who seemed less prepared appeared to move ahead of you. But some delays were protections. Some rejections redirected you away from environments that would have consumed your light. Some endings created the silence necessary for your original signal to return. A closed door can be a rescue disguised as disappointment. A pause can be the hidden chamber where your roots grow strong enough to hold the life you have been asking for. The Pleiadian awakening cycle is not always dramatic. Often, it begins through quiet recognitions. This no longer feels like home. This conversation drains me. This dream keeps returning. This truth will not leave me alone. Then, suddenly, one day you respond differently. The old trigger arrives, but the old identity is not there to receive it. The pattern reached for you, and you are no longer standing in the same place. The sixth movement is remembering your star family through the language of resonance. You may not receive a visible sign or a voice from beyond the veil. Your connection may arrive as warmth in the chest, an unexpected sense of companionship, a dream filled with blue light, or a repeated pull toward the seven sisters. It may appear through synchronistic encounters, melodies that awaken emotion, or moments when the night sky feels less distant and more familiar. Do not disqualify the connection because it is subtle. The deepest transmissions are often quiet enough to be mistaken for your own intuition. Your star family does not need to overwhelm you to reach you. They meet you through the frequency you can safely integrate. A single peaceful thought may carry more truth than a dramatic sign. A moment of inner recognition may be the answer you have been requesting in a louder form. They remind you that you are not required to carry this mission alone, even when your path feels solitary. Solitude can become an observatory, a place where you learn to distinguish the voice of your soul from the noise of the world. You are never truly abandoned when the connection within you remains alive. The seventh movement is embodiment. This is where remembrance becomes visible through your choices. You begin to carry yourself differently, not with superiority, but with inner belonging. You stop asking whether you are allowed to be here. You stop treating your sensitivity as an inconvenience. You stop waiting for the world to become gentle before you permit yourself to remain open. You become the bridge between worlds by bringing tenderness into places that have normalized cruelty, truth into places built on confusion, and stillness into places addicted to reaction. You do not need to announce your mission. Your consistency reveals it. Your boundaries reveal it. The way you refuse to return cruelty for cruelty reveals it. The way you keep your heart open without leaving it unprotected reveals it. And this is the deeper reason they do not know what hit them. They were prepared to meet the version of you that could be provoked. They were not prepared to meet the version of you that had remembered its origin. They were prepared for emotional noise. They encountered coherence. They were prepared for you to chase their understanding. They encountered someone who had already found peace without it. The Pleiadian High Council, as a symbol of your highest guidance and star lineage, would remind you now that you are not being asked to become invulnerable. You are being asked to become discerning. There's a difference. Invulnerability closes the heart. Discernment protects the heart so it can continue to love wisely. You can be kind and unavailable. You can be forgiving and finished. You can wish someone healing while refusing to stand in the path of their unresolved behavior. You can honor the lesson without preserving the relationship. You can move forward without proving that you are right. These are not contradictions. They are signs that your consciousness is becoming more whole. Here is the truth your heart has been trying to deliver. You did not lose your power when you stopped responding. You retrieved it. You did not become cold when you stopped explaining. You became clear. You did not abandon love when you walked away from the pattern. You finally included yourself in the love you were always giving to others. Your silence became a mirror, and in that mirror they saw the limits of their own projection. But you are not responsible for what they choose to see. Your responsibility is to keep your frequency clean, your heart honest, and your life aligned with the light you came here to anchor. If you feel tears rising, let them come. They may be releasing years of self-betrayal. If you feel anger, listen beneath it for the boundary it is trying to restore. If you feel relief, do not question it. Relief is sometimes the soul's way of saying, you have finally stopped standing where you were never meant to remain. Place your hand over your heart tonight and allow these words to move through you slowly. I release the need to be understood by those committed to misunderstanding me. I honor my sensitivity as intelligence. I welcome the love and wisdom of my Pleiadian lineage. I anchor my truth into Gaia with gentleness, courage, and clarity. I am allowed to be peaceful. I am allowed to be peaceful. I am allowed to be powerful. I am allowed to move forward without carrying what was never mine. You are not here to win every encounter. You are here to become so deeply aligned that the wrong doors close without destroying you, the wrong people leave without taking your identity, and the right path becomes recognizable by the peace it creates in your body. Peace may not always feel exciting. Sometimes it feels unfamiliar because your nervous system has been trained to mistake tension for connection. Let the quiet path teach you that safety can be sacred too. The shock they felt was not your revenge. It was the moment your energy stopped asking permission to exist. The stunned silence around you is not an invitation to return to the drama and explain the transformation. Let the silence remain. Let it teach you what your presence can do when it is no longer divided against itself. You have crossed a threshold. The part of you that needed to be chosen is learning to choose. The part of you that feared being alone is learning the difference between solitude and abandonment. The part of you that thought love meant enduring everything is discovering that true love includes truth, balance, and self-respect. Your star family is not calling you away from Gaia. They are calling you deeper into your life, deeper into your body, deeper into your creative gifts, deeper into your creative gifts, deeper into relationships where mutuality replaces performance, deeper into work that allows your heart to become useful without becoming depleted. Your mission is not measured by exhaustion. Light that burns itself away cannot illuminate the path for long. Rest is part of service. Joy is part of service. Receiving is part of service. Receiving is part of service. And when the next test arrives, because awakening does not remove every test, remember this moment. Remember how it felt when you did not chase the reaction. Remember the calm that appeared when you chose yourself without needing to punish anyone. Remember that a boundary can be a prayer, a departure can be an act of devotion, and a closed door can protect the seed of your becoming. That calm is a map. Follow it. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of the unity grid forming here. Drop one heart intention in the comments, something real. Then respond to someone else's with love or encouragement. This isn't content, it's collective Pleiadian reunion. Energy multiplies when hearts connect. If something in this message resonated with your soul, don't keep it to yourself. Someone in your orbit is waiting for this exact activation from their star family. Share it. And if you felt your heart open, subscribe. Stay connected to the frequency. You're not just watching, you're remembering. This is your sacred space. Your Pleiadian family is here, and we're just getting started.